So one of the worst feelings in this game, if not the worst feeling, is when you spend an endless amount of time on a base or another project just to watch it get raided and destroyed by a faction that's just a little too overbearing or just happens to appear when you're not ready for it. I see numerous posts and complaints about how someone has lost everything they've worked on and talking about how they're just on the verge of just dropping the game entirely because it seems impossible to rebuild or even continue. And honestly, I get that. That can be very discouraging. However, I happened to come across a post that mentioned a potential solution to this, and after some extensive testing myself, it actually works. And this is just far too good not to share. Basically, you're stopping any base raid from triggering, and here's exactly how you do that. First, go about the game as you would, clear out the areas, farm your bugs, whatever you want to do, but as soon as you are able, you want to set up a waft emitter somewhere that is not too close to any of your bases. There is a small cave located right here that works really well for this. The cave walls do most of the protecting and the flying bugs can't get in it. But I'd recommend you build walls in the front of it to protect the emitter from ground bugs so it doesn't get destroyed. If you do build it here, it is a little picky about placement. I find right here on this dirt mound with a little rotate seems to get it every time. But you do not have to place it there. This trick works wherever you place it. But again, I do recommend you protect it with walls and whatever else so you don't have to build a new one every time. If you have another cave or somewhere else you'd like to do this, as long as you can build there, you're good to go. And if you don't know what the waft emitter does, or you've never used it before, you place bug parts in it to instantly enrage those bugs that the parts belong to, and they come and attack it. Now, when you get the message on screen that says a certain faction wants you gone, this means a raid is set to trigger at your base while you are there, or if you're within close enough range. The other two messages that appear before this one, like so-and-so are aware of you, or so-and-so are annoyed by you, they mean the conditions of the raid haven't been fully met yet, and therefore a raid is not set to trigger once you're at base. So you're still safe until you see the faction wants you gone message. So when you do see the message pop up that says they want you gone, as soon as you are done running around and able to go, before you go back to base, go to that waft emitter you set up and trigger a raid. I did see someone say you need to trigger the faction that's already enraged, but I did have success with this by triggering a completely different faction. So if you want to play it safe, go ahead and start a raid with that same faction, but if you feel like you want to test it yourself and do a different faction, let me know if that works for you too. However, any level raid will work, so obviously if you're trying to avoid a big fight, you want to go for the lowest level from whatever bug you're the most comfortable killing. But the sooner you do it, the safer your base will be. Basically, the raid trigger from the emitter resets the enragement level in the yard, and in turn, cancels the raid that was planned for when you return to base. And I would like to note, you do not have to fight them. You can just trigger it and walk away, but they will destroy everything you've built in that area. So if that's worth it to you, go for it. Either way, you're protecting your base, and that's pretty much it. It is that easy. A quick recap of what's important, since I did include a little extra info in there. First, build a waft emitter somewhere that is protected. Second, go about the game as you would until you receive the message, a faction wants you gone. Third, do not go back to base, go to the waft emitter and trigger a raid. Fourth, either stay and fight and defend the emitter, or run away and let them get payback. Fifth, this one is optional, celebrate. I do really enjoy doing videos like this, so if you have any tips or tricks that you feel aren't widely known and would like to share, please leave them in the comments on this video so others can learn about them too. If it feels game-changing to me, I'll make a video for it and make sure you are credited. I really hope you've learned something from this. I constantly feel like I'm learning new things about this game, and I am always excited to learn more. Thank you for watching, and thank you so much for your continued support. Until next time, I'll see ya.